It's great. Um, yeah, this is my first time actually getting a hard court Masters win too. So it's been a great week so far.
Congrats, Leonard. I'm curious how, at any point this season, as much as at each accomplishment that comes with each week seems like it's like a breakthrough for you at sometimes, but at some point, did it ever feel harder than you're making it kind of look, kind of just this progression this season?
Yeah, I think I've had a lot of firsts this season just because it's kind of my first year out and about on tour. So naturally, a lot of firsts in general. There have been a lot of ups and downs already so far. I would say at least it feels like there's been. I feel like I'm going to new places, playing new tournaments, new players for the first time. So, there are good streaks and bad streaks, and fortunately, I can forget about the bad streaks and try and enjoy the good weeks as much as I can.
How do you find Toronto, and how tough was it for you to play with the crowd tonight?
Toronto's been great actually. Yeah, I'm staying in the city downtown. It's a very nice spot. There's lots of good food around. It's not super different from the U.S. from what I've seen. So it's been great. The crowd and everything was super fun. I like those kind of atmospheres where everyone gets into the match. It makes it's an extra factor that adds to the match. So I think it's really fun, and I don't really mind who they're really cheering for, but it just makes the match a bit more exciting.
In terms of kind of following up on that, you mentioned, I think, in an ATP interview about how, yeah, first season, a little bit of culture shock here and there, maybe going to countries where obviously you don't speak the language, things like that. I'm curious, when did it feel the most foreign for you this year? Like, what was kind of the most culture shock you felt? And also, what do you miss about not being a full-time pro, kind of being more California-based and living that life instead?
I mean, I like being at home a lot. I like seeing my family, seeing my friends at home. It comes with the job, traveling week in week out, and I know that. So I've accepted it a while ago, and I try to enjoy it as much as I can. The Euro swing, yeah, was pretty long. It was pretty tough. It was the first year I've done that. I've obviously been there before for the junior slams, but I was there for like almost 2 months, I think, for the clay swing, and that's the longest I've been gone for tournaments. So that was probably the biggest or the toughest thing I've faced so far, I would say. But I think year by year it'll just get easier.
What have you made sort of your interactions with the fans here? Have you been signing autographs? Have you been meeting people? What have you sort of made of that part of the tour?
I have. I've practiced here for I don't even know what the day is. Since Saturday, I think. Everyone's really nice. Everyone seems like they like tennis. Everyone's pretty into it. So it's been great. I feel like fan engagement is very high, and there's a good energy around the grounds, and it's been really cool.
Taylor, sorry if this has been asked already, but I'm just curious about transition between the different surfaces, in particular from the grass to the hard, given how quickly it's just been for you, just transitioning to different surfaces.
Uh, Grass to hard wasn't that tough. Just because I've played on hard court so much, I don't think it's ever tough for me to transition back to a hard court. You know, as of right now, I'd probably say it takes me a little while to kind of settle in from a hard court to to clay or grass. But I find myself transitioning pretty quick when I come back to hard courts.
Tennis players want everything. They want to, kind of get, like, in terms of their game. Well, in life too, maybe, probably. But just wanting their peaks to be as high as possible, putting in the efforts for that. But then also slowly. What is your kind of instinct as a player, as even as a junior, when you were kind of getting practices and looking to improve your game? Was it like, I want to get my serve bigger, get faster, all that sort of stuff, improve peaks? Or were you kind of more focused on like your base level, raising that floor?
I think, yeah. I mean, you want to perfect everything as much as you can. Obviously, some people are always more things come some things come more naturally to some than others. So obviously trying to improve everything as I was kind of growing up, but certain things like my serve and stuff like that. I'm not the biggest player on tour by any means. So stuff like that has always kind of been an area of focus for me ever since I was young. I think I've always been good off the ground. I don't think that's really been an issue for me. Obviously, everything can improve, but I'd say stuff like transitioning and improving my serve have kind of always been there.